Good morning to all our listeners. Our topic today are the Freedom Riders and the sit-ins in the United States. These Freedom Riders were civil rights activists and they rode interstate buses into the South to test the Supreme Court. So their first ride was in May 1961 from Washington to New Orleans. They tried to reach the end of racial segregation in restaurants, waiting rooms, and played for the equality in interstate bus travel. The following consequences of these freedom rides were the intensification of the credibility of the American civil rights movement. But there were also violent reactions provocated. Some of the riders were on their tour to the South arrested, and the protest ended with imprisonment. But of course, were the rides not for free, so the Congress of Racial Equality sponsored it. The Freedom Riders demanded the equality of every people and were therefore against the racial discrimination in interstate travel. Their tactic to reach their aim was that a pair of one white and one black sat together, whether actually all the seats were reserved for the white peoples. Another way of protest to address political, social and economic themes were the sit-ins. This was a direct action where the people occupied an area non-violently. It also draws attention to the public, which increases the chances of the demonstrators reaching their aim, and finally, it was a highly successful form of protest. And also in this form of protest, they connected the blacks and whites to reach the equality between both of these. This was also a big part of the civil rights movement. And now our next song from George Strait, All My Ex Live in Texas.
Well, I remember that old Brazos River where I learned to swim. But it brings to mind another time where I wore my welcome thin. By transcendental meditation, I go there each night. But I always come back to myself long before daylight. 'Cause all my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, and that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
All my exes are 6 feet under the ground. That's the difference. I ain't never been divorced, just frequently widowed. I have a lot of black clothes. Food at funerals is great, and I get shit-faced every time.